everyone, this is Lindy Toohill. I'm the Manager of Education and Programs at the Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens, part of your Rockford Park District, and today I'm going to show you something cool that you can do to play it safe and plant something at home. So today we're actually looking at plants that we can get at the grocery store, believe it or not, since it's one of the few places we can go right now. So I've got this here, our pineapple. So we can find these in just about any grocery store. So a pineapple is actually a bromeliad, which if you've been to the conservatory, you see we have a lot of plants that are shaped like this. It's a bromeliad. So anything that's kind of conical like this, has kind of hard leaves to it, kind of a little bowl shape in the middle, this is a bromeliad. So pineapples, this always blows people's mind, actually grow out the top of the plant like this. There's a little stem that comes up that attaches, and if you can just imagine a whole row of pineapples sticking out, that's how it looks. These are actually a compound fruit, so if you think of like a raspberry or mulberry or something, it's really similar in that each one of these little sections here used to be a flower, and they all created fruits and they all fused together. So that is why it's called a compound fruit, because it's a whole bunch of fruits that are all stuck together and make one larger fruit. How you can make your own pineapple plant at home, I actually learned this from my grandma years and years ago. She grows a pineapple all the time, so this is how you do it. So first, you start with your pineapple you buy at the grocery store. Find one that looks pretty healthy at the top, still pretty green and fresh. I always kind of look in the middle of it too to make sure it looks nice and green down there. It's not like dead at all. The next thing you do, cut the top off about a half inch or so of the fruit at the top, just like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is cut off any of this extra fruit. Alright, so I've got a lot of my fruit cut off, if you can see that there. The next thing that you can kind of look for is when you peel back some of these little layers here at the bottom, you can actually kind of see these little tiny kind of root-like structures. Where did I see one? There they are. See them right in there? So that's what we want to see. So now that we've got that all cleaned up, I've got some soil here in a pot. It doesn't have to be a big pot. Bromeliads actually take up very little root space. Alright, so you're going to want to let it dry out for a couple of days until so it doesn't get rotten. So once you've let it dry for about a week or so, get some potting soil. What I've got here is a mixture of potting soil and also like some play sand. It just helps it drain really well so that it doesn't get rotten. It just helps it drain really well. So anything the water can go through pretty quickly so it doesn't sit too long and it's wet. So then you can just take your top here and literally just kind of push it down into the soil and keep it pretty moist until it starts to develop some roots. And you'll be able to tell when it develops roots. It won't move around the pot quite so easily. If you pick it up, you might even be able to see a couple coming through. So that's a good sign. As long as it stays pretty green on the top too, you'll know it's doing okay. Generally how we water our bromeliads at the conservatories, we water everything in the middle, because that's what would happen naturally in the wild. So that's what we try and emulate. So in the pineapple, it's really easy to do that too, especially when they have nice short little leaves like your fresh one from the pineapple or from the store. If you water it right down there, all the water just zigzags right down to the roots where it needs to go. So that is how you can plant your pineapple. So it likes pretty full sun. If it's in your house, about the sunniest place you can put it is the best for it. So a sunny window. If it's summertime, you can actually put it outside in a kind of partially sunny environment. So like mine here, likes to sit on our screened-in porch. It's pretty happy out there. And then just make sure you bring it in once the temperatures start to dip below around 50. They won't like that cold very much. You can expect a fruit, and they usually say about 2 or 3 years. I've had this one about 4 years, but it doesn't always have as bright a light as we would like either. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today, and we hope you stay safe, and we'll see you soon.